once again.
So hello and welcome back to this channel. I'm Michaela Eldrin, and today you are joining us in video 2 of a 6-part video series. And the topic of discussion is your 6 mental faculties. So we've all got 5 senses, but we've also got 6 mental faculties that we can use as tools towards living a more expanded version of our lives and a life that we would truly, genuinely love to be living. Okay. So in video 1, we spoke of perception, the mental faculty of perception. And today, the second mental faculty that we are speaking about is imagination. So imagination, if you think about kids, their imagination is not really, as limited as adults' imaginations tend to be. And the main reason for that is because as adults, as we grow up, we condition ourselves more towards a specific way of being and living. Whereas children, they're more free to explore, what possibilities there are for them. What does this mean? What if I tried a different way? What if? And then as, you get older, things tend to happen where you're like, no, don't, maybe your parents said to you, that's not a real job. You need to get a real job, or you need to study something that's a real job. That's an example of it. And, because of this belief that we now grow up and we accept that, don't dream too far out, because there's no point in dreaming too far out. Here's the thing about your imagination. That's where all the ideas bubble up from. I mean, if we never thought about electricity, for example, electricity wasn't a thought, okay? Can you imagine not having light, the way we use light, the way we use electricity for our, laptops, for our appliances, and for all the other things we use electricity for? Imagine if someone didn't imagine, the possibility of electricity, or the possibility of flying, and all the other possibilities that are now our realities. So the imagination is a very important tool to make use of when you are living a vision-based life. Because a vision-based life is being able to see the life that you would love to be living, being able to be clear about, that's the life I want for myself. Not maybe, not, oh, we'll see if this comes right, then we'll see to that. Or, I'll see how it goes. No, it's not an if or a maybe, or I'll see how it goes. It is, this is what I'm seeing. This is what it is, and this is what I would love. Because now you're able to vision it and imagine for yourself, what would it be like to have that life for yourself? And that's where it all starts. So imagination is a very powerful mental faculty to be making use of when you are living a vision-based life. In the previous video, I did explain the difference between a condition-based life and a vision-based life. So if you like to see that, or what it actually is, you can just go back to the first video and watch it if you haven't watched the first video yet. For your ease of reference, I've attached the link below to video 1, so you can just click on it and it will take you to video 1. And it's perception, imagination. So imagination is very important. I cannot emphasize this. If you don't think about, okay, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what if I had a nicer chair? Like, a bigger chair that hugs my body, and when I sit back into it, I feel like how the cushion is sinking into it. My chair's not doing that right now. It's not. But I could imagine what it would be like to, sit on that type of chair, high arms here, those with the brown arm rests, and a nice and high, and when I sit on here, it hugs my body. I'm imagining a chair as if though I'm sitting in that chair, but I'm not in that chair. I'm using my imagination to think of, maybe I would like a chair like that because of how I think it might feel. But it starts in your imagination first before you're even going to take any action on it. Because if you're not using your imagination to think about what could be more than what you're seeing right now, what more is there than besides what I'm seeing right now? If you don't imagine it for yourself, how are you going to get to the thought process of thinking, okay, but if I want that, how could I possibly go about, having that? Or what would be required of me to have that? So it starts with your imagination before you can get to the action, okay, in vision-based living, which is why this is a very, 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 very important mental faculty. I wouldn't say it's more important than the others because they all equally play their roles in being able to live a vision-based life, because you're going to create results anyway. Here's the thing. You either, as long as you are breathing, you're going to create a life by condition-based living, which is, you know, life is happening to me, or by a vision-based way of living, meaning this is the life I want to create for myself. If you decided, I don't feel like getting up today, I'm just going to sleep, I'm going to stay in bed the whole day. That's exactly the day that you've created for yourself, where you stayed in bed and you did nothing, or you watched movies, or whatever the case may be. That is a day that you created from it. And there's going to be results from that. Most definitely will be results from that. Always. As long as you're breathing, you're going to create results. But the point of this channel and the point of this series is, are you going to create a life that you love? Or are you going to see what life comes at you? Are you going to see what type of life you're going to live? Are you going to see when you one day lay in your head on the pillow for the last time, looking back and like, oh, this is the life I've lived? Or are you going to be like, no, this is the life I want to live, and this is the life I'm going to create for myself because I'm choosing to do that? Very big difference. And I think that's enough today on the topic of imagination. The mental faculties is topics that I can speak on for days, because it's such a huge impact of our day-to-day life. It has such a huge influence on our day-to-day lives. So that is it. Imagination. We're moving on to the next mental faculty next week or later on this week. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. The third video on your sixth mental faculty that we're going to be speaking about is your memory. That's mental faculty number 3 that we'll be discussing in the next video. So stay tuned for that. And if you'd like to get a notification on when that video is uploaded, please do subscribe, and then it'll come up in your notifications bar. Okay, that is it from me, Michaela Eldrin. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye.